Thank you. Good morning, everyone. This is a comparative study of success of various techniques of ILM-PEEL in management of RRDs with PVR more than C1 and concomitant macular hole. The incidence of associated macular hole in a case of detachment varies from 2.5 to 4%, and majority of them have significant PVR. Macular hole, we all know, happens because of pull of vitreous on the macular surface or because of the tangential traction. ILM-PEEL techniques and further inverted ILM-PEEL technique has increased the success rate of FTMH closure in attached retina. Does it hold true in detached retina was the question. The aim was to assess the anatomical and functional rate of vitrectomy in patients with RRD with PVR more than C1 and coexisting macular hole using different management strategies of ILM-PEEL. This is a prospective non-randomized interventional study of 23 eyes with RRD more than PVR C1 with coexisting macular hole, which were divided into 3 groups. Group 1 underwent pars plana vitrectomy only. Group 2 had pars plana vitrectomy with ILM-PEEL, while Group 3 underwent inverted ILM-PEEL. Patients with recurrent RD, PVR less than C1 and myopia more than 6 diopters were excluded from the study. OCT was tried to be assessed. Few of the patients' macular hole size and other OCT predictors could not be ascertained. In 10 patients, macular hole was noted intraoperatively because of the large bullous retinal detachment and significant PVR. The technique was standard. All patients underwent 23-gauge core vitrectomy followed by PVD induction, and none of them had encircling band. Patients in group 2 and 3 underwent ILM peeling, and all the patients received silicone oil tamponade. Baseline characteristics across the 3 groups in the form of age, sex, and preoperative visual acuity matched across the group. Looking at the anatomical success of detachment, 3 patients in no peel group had recurrent retinal detachment. Only 1 patient out of 10 in simple peel group had recurrent retinal detachment, while with inverted flap group, none of them had detachment. If you look at the KM plot, it showed a significant p-value of 0.029, which meant that the recurrence rate with ILM-PEEL group was late, and importantly, if the recurrence happened, it happened at a later period of postoperative period. 2 patients had recurrence because of PVR, peripheral PVR. 2 patients had macular hole opening. 1 had only macular hole opening without significant PVR and peripheral break, while 1 had associated peripheral break. These are the post-operative fundus photograph and OCT at 1 month of no ILM-PEEL and ILM-PEEL group. And this is a fundus photograph and OCT on day 1, where you can see the stuffed ILM-PEEL into the macular hole, and at 1 month, near normal architecture of the macular contour. Visual gain was significantly better, not significant, was definitely better, significantly better in ILM-PEEL groups, though it did not achieve statistical significance. So to conclude, better macular hole closure and retinal reattachment rates were achieved in inverted ILM-PEEL groups in cases of RRD with concomitant macular hole with PVR more than C1. Visual gain is seen more in ILM-PEEL groups compared to no peel groups. Though challenging and not free of complications, inverted ILM-PEEL can be considered as a procedure of choice in these cases. The limitation of our study is that it is a small sample size, a small sample group, and it would need large randomized studies to confirm the results. And meanwhile, this paper got published in Egyptian Journal. Thank you.
So thank you, Dr. Prashant. A very nice paper, very relevant paper. Did you correlate your results to the size of the macular hole or any other macular hole?
Yeah, exactly. As I said, OCT, we attempted pre-op OCT Out of 23, only 13 we could achieve OCTs, but we could not ascertain the size or other OCT predictors because of the fluid and all that thing. So it was not really possible. That's what I mentioned initially.
Any other questions from?
I think it was a very nice presentation, Prashant.
Thank you.
What I was actually wondering was, how did you choose intraoperatively between ILM tucking and ILM complete removal?
No,
So size would have been a problem there, right?
no, it was randomly ascertained for this particular cases. We are going to do this with the randomly it was decided previously only, not intraoperatively.
So irrespective of whatever
Yes,
size you will get.
randomization rather, I should say, to be precise.
Very
And
nice presentation, Prashant.
Thank you,
You
madam.
showed one OCT of a quite a large hole with that little bit in the center. Even that went in for randomization.
Yeah, every case went under randomization, madam. It was not intraoperatively decided which will go for which particular case. In fact, that large macular hole which I showed as a pre-op OCT, in fact, when you see it later during the intraoperative, once the fluid comes down, the hole size was not as that big. And that's why the pre-op size of the hole or OCT predictors do not really help us in deciding which particular case should go for this.
Very nice.
Thank you, madam.
excellent.